Bulls are trying to gain their power back. Tesla 13% to the upside. And what happened to Meta? Hey there, Tamir from FIBONACCI-Traders.com here, daily market recap, like, subscribe, and without any further ado, let's see the charts. SPY ended up the day basically on the zero with a doji inside the yellow zone holding above the 503. This is how it looks on the 65 minutes. We opened the day with some gap up, but went very quick to close it and then just sideways move inside the 65 minutes yellow zone holding above the 503, 504. Now let's see this area, the 506 area, which is also the Fibonacci 50% retracement as resistance. Let's see if we can get break up above, and then we will see 509.60 to the upside. On the daily, the 507.60 is the resistance. QQQ, same thing, close the day with 0.34 to the upside. Try to get back inside the yellow zone, but closed just below it. The yellow zone is the most important area of support and resistance. This is how the Qs looks on the intraday. Gap to the upside into the 50% retracement, then slowly close the gap and barely closed on this yellow zone, on this lower border of the yellow zone. All you need to do is put the FTI, the Fibonacci Traders indicator on your chart, one click away, and you have everything that you need: support, resistance, buy, sell signals, multi-time frames, everything that you need on anything that you want to trade on any time frame, because it adjusted itself. Look at the Dow Jones, second day in a row, struggling to close inside the yellow zone. The yellow zone, the most important zone, was support over here, now becomes resistance. Bulls are back? Not necessarily. With this kind of doji, we might get some kind of a pullback to the 381. IWM with 0.45% to the downside. Doji inside candle. Also, the yellow zone, the lower border of the yellow zone, acts as resistance. Now the 195 area, 196, needs to hold the support. Otherwise, we are back to the 190 together with the lower border of this broadening formation. Bitcoin, for the time that I'm recording this video, we have no price action whatsoever. And once again, Wednesday's candle just broke below the yellow zone, and it looks like we are going back to retest the 62,500 together with this blue trend line, breaking down and under, and we will retest 59,000 back. Overall, Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto land looks weak, not strong, looking very weak, especially Ethereum, since March 11 went down already 24%. Now, as you can see, the 31 area holding a support. One click away and you have everything in a chart. No need to break your head. Is this the time to go long on crypto? The FTI says, look at this table. No, bearish on all time frames. Now below the 31,000, we will see below the 3,100. Sorry, we will see 2850. Mara, 2% to the downside. Doji, not much of a price action. 1840 needs to hold the support together with this trend line. Next leg, we will see 2180, the lower border of the yellow zone that was support, resistance. It will become the next major resistance, breaking below the 1840, and we will see 1420 back to the downside. Riot, after super bullish run, we got ourselves a doji of this lower border of the yellow zone. Everything surrounds Fibonacci and especially the yellow zone. Once price hits the yellow zone, it hits like a brick wall. And here we have a doji. Doji represents what might come, a trend reversal. In this case, we might see we can take the FTI a little bit tighter, and now we have more levels to the downside. You have the 1120, and then back inside the shorter term yellow zone, back to the 980, and then this gap at the 916 will get filled. You know that more than 85% of all gaps will get filled throughout time. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. CLSK still inside the yellow zone, at the upper border of the yellow zone, but it's a zone. This is why we always say it's a zone of supports, zone of resistance. Look at this, the 2050 resistance, resistance, resistance. Now in the past 2 trading days, also resistance, doji, between the upper border of the yellow zone and the 50% retracement, breaking below the 1920, and we will see 7090, and then if this 7090 will fail to hold, 16, and back to this yellow box as a support. KRE 0.6%, slowly grinding up, back to retest this blue trend line. This trend line helps us identify that on the multi-time frame we are still in a downtrend, but the FTI already gave us bullish on all time frames, 65, 4 hours, daily, weekly. We can start taking, and we closed above the yellow zone, so we can start taking long positions, slowly breaking above this area, above the 49.30, together with this blue trend line. We can add to this winning position towards 50-50, and then all these future levels of resistance. MAGS, the Magnificent 7 ETF, inside the yellow zone. No gaps to the upside. Now let's see how the Magnificent 7 will close the week. We had Meta earnings, we had Tesla earnings, now we have Google and Microsoft. SOXX trying to bounce back up, but once again got rejected by the yellow zone. Now this yellow zone, the 213 area, from resistance, support, broke to the downside, now resistance. Now you can see that the 206 is the support. It was 3 consecutive days, was resistance, now becomes support. We also have a buy signal on the daily. I would wait to see how this week will end. 2 more trading days, Thursday, Friday, no FOMO. Careful on the market. The volatility in the market is back. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, because we are going live every day, 8:29 a.m. Eastern time, preparing together chart request. Anything that you want to ask live, you ask, I reply, I answer, and I give you ideas for swing trading, for day trading, for the next trading day. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. You don't want to miss these lives. Very helpful, very educational lives. Meta closed the day with only 0.5% to the downside, but after hours, Meta went all the way. Let's bring Meta after hours. Let's bring it over here. Look at this. We know Meta had a gap at the 400. After hours, this gap just got filled. 14% to the downside on Meta after earnings. 14. It was 20, closed 15. Meta close this gap. Now all this area is a major black hole, because we had this gap and now we have this gap. All this area, major black hole that needs to get filled. We have another gap over here, another gap over here. Maybe these 2 gaps will get filled in the next few days or so, but as we know, more than 85% of all gaps will get filled. So the good side is this gap will get filled. It's not a matter of when, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So stay tuned on Meta. For now, no long on Meta, and this is why I always say going in earnings with an open position is totally 100% gambling. And we are traders, we manage risk, and we don't go into earnings with position. Meta beats earnings and still went down 15%. Never go with open position into earnings. Tesla with 12% to the upside post earnings, but you know this blue trend line, we drew this blue trend line weeks ago, and still this blue trend line, earnings or not, acts as a very tough resistance for Tesla's bulls. Now price is trapped inside this yellow zone with a doji, the high of the day at the upper border of the yellow zone, the low of the day, the lower border of the yellow zone, and we have a gap once again, gap at the 147 area. We had this gap at the 146 area. Now we have a gap at the 147. Looks like Tesla likes this black hole area, the 146, 147, and we know that more than 85% of all gaps will get filled. So stay tuned for more volatility in Tesla. Nvidia continues to break to the downside with 3.3%. 3 is a Fibonacci number, and once again the yellow zone, the 840 in this case, acts as resistance. Continuation to the downside, we will meet 756, and then this gap at the 738, and another gap at the 688. Overall, Nvidia bearish on all time frames. Apple 1.3% to the upside. Apple next week, Thursday, May 2nd, they have earnings. But look at this. We have this falling wedge since basically since end of 2023. Apple is in a downtrend now, once again trying to break above this downtrend line, but yellow zone, the 169 area that was support now becomes major resistance. One candle does not change the overall sentiment. Look left, look here. We had two candles broke above this yellow trend line and just went back inside. We need at least a weekly close above the 173, and then we might start taking long on Apple. And when I say long, and when I say we, I mean in the Fibonacci Traders Discord. And if you are still not a member of the Fibonacci Traders Discord, you are missing, and you are missing big. Wednesday, it's my yesterday already because I'm in China. We took Amazon short, we took SPY short, and we know how it ended. Only 2 trades, and we made some money until my internet just got lost. We took Amazon short for day trade, we took SPY short for day trade, we make some money. So check the links in the description below, join the Fibonacci Traders Discord today, and you will start see result pretty fast. AMD, nothing much, trying to get above this downtrend channel, but still we are inside the downtrend channel. Bearish sentiment, nothing much on AMD. We can take Fibonacci, the FTI, a little bit tighter so we can get more support and resistance area from the swing high, swing low, below this yellow zone. Look at this yellow zone that was a very important area of support. Now it will become a very tough resistance, but overall AMD Tuesday, April 30, have earnings. Until then, no long on AMD. MicroStrategy 5.45% to the downside, got stuck at the 1321 area from support. Now in the past 7 trading days acting as resistance. Next leg down, we will see 1133, and then this gap at the 900 and the 812 will get filled. Monday, MicroStrategy, earnings report, Google. Thursday, today, yours tomorrow, my today. After the bell, after the closing bell, Thursday after the closing bell, Google, earnings report. Overall, Google looks super bullish. Will Google give us Tesla or will Google do Meta? Stay tuned. We have this gap at the 143. Will Google post earnings? Close this gap. 10% to the downside? No one knows. Pure gambling. Going into earnings with open position, it's purely being a gamble. I will not tell you what to do. I'm telling you what I'm doing. And when I have open position and my stock that I'm holding, whether I'm in profit or loss, I'm closing the position. SMCI 1% to the downside, still below the yellow zone. Downtrend channel, nothing much on SMCI. Next leg down, we will see 666, 671. We adjusted a little bit the chart. 671, then 552. Netflix 4% to the downside, got rejected by the yellow zone. Just look left. How the FTI gives you everything that you want, one click away. The yellow zone, resistance, support, resistance. Next leg down, we will see 540, and then this gap at the 500 will get filled. Amazon 1.6% to the downside. Amazon next Tuesday, earnings coming up. This trend line from support to resistance. The yellow zone once again resistance. Next leg down, we will see 173, 169 to the downside, and this gap at the 170 will get filled. Like, subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't want to miss the pre-market preparations live with me here 8:21 Eastern side. So make sure you hit the notification bell, Q&A, chart request, anything that you want live. PLTR below the yellow zone inside this downtrend channel. Below the 2143, we will see 2030, and then this gap will get filled. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about PLTR? Will PLTR close the gap before May 6th earnings or after? It's a matter of time. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Microsoft earnings coming up Thursday, 25th, today, after the bell, after the closing bell. Inside the yellow zone with a doji. Someone knows something? This kind of doji is an unhealthy price action. Maybe we will see once again the 403 and then 395. What do you think about Microsoft? Where Microsoft will go after earnings? 375 area or 430? 375, 430. Let me know in the comments below. Once again, thank you very much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, like, subscribe. Don't forget to check the links in the description below. Choose one link for your financial freedom. Until the next video, stay safe.